Welcome, everybody. Thank you for watching. My name is Noah Woodward. I'll be talking about the interpretive journey. So, what what is the interpretive journey and why the interpretive journey? It's a five-step process to be able to interpret the Bible better. Um, and why would we need to do that? Well, for a few reasons. One, the Bible wasn't actually written to you or me. It was written to a lot of different people over the span of a couple thousand years by many different authors and written in several different languages that I assume neither you or I speak. Also, we should be diligent to study the Word and find out what the author, capital A, and author, lowercase a, intended. Also, to be able to practically apply Scripture to our lives. So, step one, their town. Their town just means the original audience. So the question we ask in this step is, what did the author mean? What was his original intention to the original audience? In this step, which is the largest step, most intense step of the five, some of the things we want to pay attention to is the grammar that the writer uses. What kind of grammar is he using? What is the historical context of the time that he is writing? What's going on in that time? What are the customs? And the literary context, what genre are you reading? Is it poetry? Is it narrative? Is it discourse? You know, it all makes a difference. Okay, step two, identify the river between. The river between, that's just the cultural barrier. So that is, what's the difference between the original audience and us? Like I said, it was written at a different time, a different culture, with people who spoke a different language, Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic mostly. Um, it was written at a different time, and they had different situations that they were working through, um, that the writer, the author, was addressing. So it wasn't specifically to you or I, although God speaks through his words still to you and us. And step three, the principalizing bridge. So in this step, the question we ask is, what are some principles or universal truths that we can glean from those passages that still apply to us today? For example, an easy example is that stealing is always wrong in all cultures in history. That is, a very clear principle in Scripture. Applies then and it applies now. Step four, consult the biblical roadmap. The biblical roadmap is the question we would ask here is, how does this principle fit in with the rest of Scripture? We're not looking to come up with any new meanings or any new interpretations to Scripture. We're simply trying to define and be more accurate in our interpretation of what the original author uh, intended to write. What did he mean, and how would the original audience interpret what they wrote? Pro tip: if when reading the Old Testament, you decide that you're supposed to slay all the enemies of the Lord, um, that is not a principle that we carry in the New Covenant, and you're on the wrong track if that's the direction you're headed. And step five, our town. So our town, that just simply means our lives today, our situations, our age. So how can we apply these principles in our town today? That's the question we ask. And a tip for this is to stick with practical, concrete steps. and avoid like abstract meaning. We're looking for principles that we can practically glean from Scripture, pull from Scripture, and it actually change and mean something practically in our lives. So again, the 5 steps are their town, the river between, the principalizing bridge, consult the biblical roadmap, and then how do we apply that to our day and age, our town? So in closing, why the interpretive journey? Like what's the point of doing all of this? Well, like I said, it is to be able to interpret more accurately what God inspired writers to write. Um, he still speaks today, but we have to do a little bit of work to be able to interpret that and apply it to our lives more accurately. So the whole point of it is to know God and to be able to love Him and obey Him better. To know Scripture better is to know the author, God, better. So that is all. Thank you for watching and listening, and hope to catch you in the next one.